Once upon a time, in a quiet village in India, there lived a boy named Aarav. He was kind, cheerful, and full of dreams. But there was one thing he struggled with: school. No matter how hard Aarav tried, he kept failing his exams. In math, he froze. In science, he panicked. Even in English, where he thought he was strong, he made silly mistakes. His teachers began to lose hope. "You're not made for studies," one of them said. His classmates laughed. Even his relatives whispered, "He's just not smart like the others." At first, Aarav cried alone in his room. The burden of failure was too heavy. He felt small, ashamed, and even began to believe the voices around him. But then one evening something changed. He saw his mother sitting on the porch, mending an old blanket. Her hands were rough from years of hard work, but her smile was gentle. Aarav sat beside her quietly. Without looking up, she said, "Do you know how many times I've stitched this blanket?" Aarav shook his head. "Dozens. Every time it tears, I fix it. Not because it's perfect, but because it's worth saving." Those words struck something in Aarav's heart. That night, Aarav took a piece of paper and wrote, "I am not giving up. I will become something one day. For myself and for my mother." From the next morning, Aarav changed his routine. He woke up at 5 a.m. He stopped wasting time on things that didn't serve his goal. He asked questions, even if people laughed. He stayed back after class and studied under a tree, when there was no electricity at home. His grades didn't improve overnight. In fact, he failed again in his next exam. But this time, he didn't cry. He reminded himself, "This is not the end. This is the beginning of my fight." 1 year passed. Aarav still wasn't a top student, but he was no longer the bottom one. His teachers began to notice. He started helping other weak students, and slowly, something amazing happened. In his final year of high school, Aarav scored second highest in his class. The same people who once mocked him clapped when he received his award. But Aarav's journey didn't stop there. He went on to join a small college and kept working hard. He spent nights in the library, watching online lectures on borrowed Wi-Fi and reading second-hand books. He didn't care about what brand his clothes were or what phone he had. He only cared about one thing: never give up. Years later, that same failed student, Aarav, became a teacher, then a motivational speaker, and finally the founder of an education NGO that helped poor students get the support he never had. One day, at an event, a student stood up and asked him, "Sir, have you ever failed in life?" Aarav smiled and replied, "Yes, many times. But I never failed to rise again."
Dear listener, life will test you. People will doubt you. Even you might doubt yourself. But remember, failure is not the end. It's only a bend in your path, a lesson in your journey. Like Aarav, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. Because every great success story once began with a person who simply said, "I will not give up."